Yo people, so yes, I have another one, and I'm pretty chuffed to get this one out there because I've been looking for this fucker for ages. So let's get straight into it. I believe that Ricky Gervais is played by Prince Sebastian of Luxembourg. And there he is, looking like Ricky Gervais with a few little bit of differences. Majorly the ears and the eyes have been slightly changed, but they're looking very similar. And as Prince Sebastian of Luxembourg's wiki page, as Ricky Gervais dressed as a devil, we know he's part of it blatantly. He's everywhere. He has to be part of it. As Prince Sebastian there. And there's Gervais. And if we put these two together, they are looking extremely similar. I mean, you know, they've changed the ears, changed the eyes, slight shape, but the beard, the face shape, the hair, the stature is all the same. And I'm 100% that these are the same people. So then there's Gervais without a beard. And then there's Prince Sebastian without a beard. Looking very, very similar. Now, I've wanted Gervais for a long time because I've been into Ricky Gervais's stuff. I mean, you know, most of what he does is hilarious. His comedy, his humour, I've got the same sense of humour. His stuff since the 11 o'clock show that he was on back in the day when he first arrived on the TV, I've been seeing Ricky Gervais. And one of the reasons I always liked him is because he was supposedly from Reading, and as I've mentioned before, I'm from Bracknell. But I went to college in Reading, worked in Reading, went out in Reading, etc. So spent a lot of time in Reading before I moved to Brighton. And so when this guy was on the TV saying that he was from Reading, and I think one of the first times I saw him, he was talking about that he was standing in Cemetery Junction in Reading, which is just a road junction that was near Reading College, and I knew it very well. It was just hilarious, the fact that he was mentioning Reading, because no one mentioned Reading in anything. And then later on, when he brought out The Office, which was based in Slough Trading Estate, at that time I was actually working at Slough Trading Estate, and I used to see this sign every morning. And so again, it was hilarious. It was like, you know, like I'm driving to work, seeing this sign, and this new comedy's come out called The Office, based on Slough Trading Estate, which was just hilarious. But you know, The Office was small at first. Of course, we didn't expect it to go on to this massive thing that it became and have an American version. When it first came out, it was just a little British comedy. And then he went on to make a film called Cemetery Junction, which was actually based around Reading, but it was actually based on a fake train station. But the real Cemetery Junction is, as I've shown you, literally a road junction. So then he went on to make extras and had various famous people in it, including David Bowie. Now, this is what triggered me to realise who Ricky Gervais was, because someone left a comment, shout out to Gobnat O'Lunacy, if that's how you say your name, bro. And he mentioned that he thought that Ricky Gervais was David Bowie, and he sort of linked the David B and the fact they've been in extras. Now, I said straight away, the fact they've been in extras together, because I know that scene, chubby little fat man. I mean, that's just hilarious. Like, and I was like, there's no way that they're the same person. But I could see where he was coming from. Now, I already know, and I've done a video, that David Bowie was played by Grand Duke Henri of Luxembourg. And there he is there, looking blatantly like David Bowie. And so I was sort of like just looking over some Gervais stuff a little bit later on, as I'd moved on from it. And I see Gervais, and I thought, but Gervais does look like David Bowie a bit. So I thought, hold on a minute. maybe he's related to Bowie and that's why he looks like Bowie. And so then I googled Grand Henry Duke's children and came across Prince Sebastian of Luxembourg, one of his children, and was like, oh yeah, of course, this is who he is. And so if we look at Ricky Gervais's Instagram photos here of him and Bowie and look at the height difference, Bowie's a little bit taller. And if we look at the Grand Henry Duke and Sebastian there, he's just a little bit taller. I mean, they're blatantly the same people, 100%. So let's look at some links. Here we have Sebastian wearing a white suit, and here we have Ricky Gervais as David Brent wearing a white suit. So that's a nice little links to straight off. Then we have Royal Fury, Ricky Gervais brutal swipe at Princess Michael. Little link there. Then we have this one. Ricky Gervais reveals very royal feature in 10.8 million home. So this is about him supposedly getting a throne in his home. And as you can see, it mentions it there. And here we have on his Instagram the throne, and as it says up there, a royal nap. So that's a blatant link if ever there was one. So then we have Ricky Gervais performing live in London with purple lighting, so we know he's a royal. Then we have a picture of Ricky Gervais's wife from his Instagram with a purple sofa and purple lighting. Blatant royal connection there. And then, of course, as I suggested, Ricky Gervais is supposedly from Reading and Reading Football Club, as I've mentioned in the Kate Winslet video I've done. Reading FC are known as the Royals. So this is Ricky Gervais's wife, Jane, and as far as I can see, that Prince Sebastian doesn't have a wife or a partner, but he's often pictured with his sister, Princess Alexandria, and that's her there, and I suggest that is Ricky Gervais's wife. So yeah, I'm 100%. Well chuffed I've found Ricky Gervais because I've always sort of liked his comedy from back in the day. Always thought he was a bit of a pompous wanker in later day with his Hollywood stuff, but his earlier stuff was just comedy gold, and he is just generally a funny person. His comedy and his humour I just find really funny, but as I said, he's turned into a bit of a pompous wanker, or should I say the character of Ricky Gervais has turned into a pompous wanker because he's obviously just another royal actor. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace!